So whether it's vintage models from the golden era of bike production or futuristic bikes, these are all unquestionably unique creations. Here are the 10 strangest and unusual bikes. Number 10. The Yike Bike. The Yike Bike Mini Farthing is a type of folding electric motorbike released on the 2nd of September 2009 at Eurobike, going into production mid-2010. It weighs 11.2 kilograms, and when folded, it is small enough to fit in a carry bag so that it can be transported in an urban bus. Well, electric bikes have become more and more popular over the last decade. While most electric bike designs revolve around a motor providing an extra boost to the rear wheel, Yike Bike has totally reimagined the concept. The Yike Bike lets you sit comfortably and steer with handlebars that reach around you from behind. The electric motor is all contained in the back wheel, and best of all, the whole thing folds up into a neat little package. Every part of a Yike Bike is for a reason, and everything is in its place. Its uncompromised design with structured, clean lines balances both form and function. Yike Bike is a mobile piece of art that stands proud and performs. I mean, no one on the planet is old enough to remember the penny farthing bicycle from the first-hand experience, but we've all seen the turn-of-the-century bikes with the large front wheels. Well, New Zealand inventor Grant Ryan has a modern approach to the old bicycle design in the Yike Bike, a foldable electrical two-wheeler for urban travel. There are no pedals on the Yike Bike. It has an electric motor and a battery that offers about 4 miles of distance at a speed of 12 miles per hour. The battery can be charged in 20 minutes to an 80% charge. They are lithium phosphate batteries that are good for at least 1,000 charges. Additionally, the Yike Bike can be folded up and hand-carried on buses, trains, and taxis. It is made of carbon fiber, folds in 15 seconds, and only weighs 22 pounds, or equivalent to 10 kilograms. Number 9. Sideways Bike. The Sideways Bike is an invention interpreted in 2005 by Michael Killian, a software engineer from Dublin. He was inspired by the way snowboarding is preferred to skiing due to the greater artistic potential and decided to design a snowboard equivalent to the conventional bicycle. The result was a bike ridden sideways with the rider operating both wheels. The bike, unlike a conventional bicycle, uses front-to-back balance like a snowboard. Conventional bikes use left-to-right balance like skis. The bike is aimed at the youth market and has won several invention awards. The Sideways Bike is different in many ways from a conventional diamond-framed bicycle. The rider controls direction by steering with both front and back handlebars. This means that the bicycle can maneuver effectively in congested conditions, weaving in and out of cars and performing tight turns. It also means that the rider can move the bike sideways, as the name suggests, such that the movement is perpendicular to the direction in which the frame points. Although this is possible, it is very difficult, as the rider must have extremely good balance and coordination. Number 8. Fliz Bike. Imagine a bicycle where the concept of a bike is interconnected with you. I mean, you are the pedals of the bike. Don't be so shocked, it is for real. We could not resist including the Fliz, one of the most utterly bizarre bicycle frames I've ever found. Unlike most of the bikes listed here, this is just a concept and not available for sale yet. But unlike many concepts, designers Tom Hambrock and Yuri Spetter actually produced a physical prototype. And then they scooted around on it a bunch and took photos. Part Fred Flintstone car, part Chindogu. This oddity might have you feeling more like a hang glider than a cyclist. It might look strange and perhaps reminiscent of childhood. However, remember that grown adults were zipping around on wooden dandy horses before the bicycle fully arrived. Hambrock and Spetter say that was part of their inspiration. By strapping into the frame and letting your legs do all the propulsion, you can scoot around town like an oversized toddler on a balance bike. It's hilarious, and I'm absolutely enamored with it. When does it arrive in shops? Number 7. The Longest Bike. The members of the Dutch cycling organization built the longest bicycle in the world, measuring an astonishing 35.79 meters, or 117 feet, 0.5 inches long, setting themselves a challenge to get into the Guinness World Records Annual. And yes, they achieved their goal. So how did they make the longest bike? So they did it with several aluminum trusses used to link both ends, the kind used for lighting rigs at concerts to ensure the lengthy frame doesn't sag. The bicycle had to be operated by 2 people. One steers at the front while another pedals from the back. However, in all other ways, it is a true bicycle that actually works, with only 2 wheels and no stabilizers. Number 6. Strita Bicycle. Well, this one is an uber portable bike frame that folds up like a golf bag. Strita is a compact, belt-driven folding bicycle with a distinctive A-shaped collapsible frame, designed by UK engineer and designer Mark Sanders. The first model, Strita 1, was released in 1987, and the latest, Strita 5.2, in 2009. If you live in a city with rampant bike theft, so aside from having a super strong bike lock, you might like to store your ride inside wherever possible. That's why you can absolutely love the adorably strange-looking Strita. It's fun, it's zippy, and it folds up to the size of a golf bag, which you can roll around. They achieve this by letting you safely break down the frame. It's a quick process that takes less than 30 seconds. The frame is quite unexpected, a sole triangle rather than a diamond. The seat is placed on the rear tube, but it's very upright and comfortable to ride. The tiny wheels don't achieve a crazy top-end speed, yet it's quick, agile, and fun. Here's the thing, and this is important. So the website claims that it's the only folding bike that won't make you look like a granola type. Isn't that great? Number 5. Recumbent Bicycle. A recumbent bicycle is a bicycle that places the rider in a laid-back reclining position. Most recumbent riders choose this type of design for ergonomic reasons. The rider's weight is distributed comfortably over a larger area, supported by back and the buttocks. On a traditional upright bicycle, the body weight rests entirely on a small portion of the sitting bones, the feet, and the hands. Most recumbent models also have an aerodynamic advantage. The reclined, legs-forward position of the rider's body presents a smaller frontal profile. A recumbent holds the world speed record for a bicycle, and they were banned from racing under the Union Cyclist International in 1934, and now race under the banner of the World Human-Powered Vehicle Association and the International Human-Powered Vehicle Association. Recumbents are available in a wide range of configurations, including long to short wheelbase, large, small, or a mix of wheel sizes, overseat, under the seat, or no-hand steering, and rear wheel or front wheel drive. A variant with 3 wheels is a recumbent tricycle. Number 4. Bending Bike. A student, Kevin Scott, designed this unusual bending bike that not only folds up tightly but can be used to lock itself up. The De Montfort University industrial design student designed the bike to make it safer and easier to lock up your bike in the city. His design looks like a normal bike when in riding mode, but a simple level on the frame triggers the frame to go from rigid to pliable. A ratchet system built into the frame enables the bike to simply be bent around a pole fitting one side of the handlebar into a closure under the seat, locking the bike in place. The design just won runner-up for the Business Design Center's New Designer of the Year award at New Designers. Scott will be using his prize money to develop the bike further, building more iterations for full testing of its viability, but still not sure if the frame is stiff enough for city riding. Number 3. Antique Bike with a Tiny Front Hole. The Beatsy Velocino is a funny little bike with a long lineage. It firmly and completely answers the question all of us have asked. What if we made the front wheel really impractically small? With a curving tail of a seat post and handlebars positioned low near your knees, the design isn't exactly ergonomic, or practical, or safe. Or is it? Boy, is this an evocative design. It's hard not to notice. It probably rivals the great penny farthing for double take potential. I mean, this is essentially the inverse penny farthing. It also has an undeniably antique presence. You'll be sorely tempted to pull out your Argyle socks and waistcoat. Multiple theories are explaining the strange design. The most plausible one suggests that the tiny wheel allows a rider to throw their arms out and prevent a collision with a pedestrian. Number 2. The Twisted Bike. San Francisco mechanical engineer and metal artist Max Chen talks about his bicycle art, his long involvement with the NBG, including the Trans-America ride that he did for us in 2000 and the online mapping project. Moreover, he worked on it in 2006. The impeccable and mechanically correct Push Me, Pull You bike is currently on display at the Catherine Clark Gallery in downtown San Francisco. Isn't that brilliant? Well, he found this frame on the street. The paint was already stripped off and covered in rust. Basically, he cut out the original top tube and down tube but kept the same frame geometry. The new tubing was quite thick, so it ended up still quite stiff. He also made some bad assumptions about the preparation for painting, and unfortunately the lacquer was chipping off quite rapidly. The stickers he used were from an ad for the BMW Mini in Wired magazine. Interestingly, he showed it out to a friend, Tom Kabat's Wooden Bikes table at the Makers Fair. That is how he got the great twisted bike. Number 1. The Walking Bicycle. There's a lot to love about the Q's latest project, the bicycle that walks. The bipedal cycle, which looks like something Will Smith would ride to work in Wild Wild West, has a steampunk beauty to it and travels along with concrete shockingly well considering its back wheels have been turned into a series of metal legs. But what's even more impressive than the design is the build process, which seems so complex. It'd even pose a head-scratching challenge for Da Vinci. As usual, the Q, the YouTuber who's responsible for feats of engineering like these articulated bat wings and this bike with wheels made of shoes, gives little context for why he decided to build a walking bicycle. However, he does note that it's a symbiosis of bicycle and the walking robotic creature Strangest. Strangest, for those unfamiliar, is the name of a collection of contraptions built by Dutch artist Theo Jensen. Each one of the mechanical Strangest creatures mimics the movements of biological organisms with its PVC bones and uses wind power to move. What do you think about this bicycle that walks by the Q? Is this steampunk form of transportation an engineering marvel you'd love to ride? Or are you happy with 2 wheels and a lot fewer legs? And what would you like to see the Q build next, especially in terms of something cool for the holidays? Construct a series of your thoughts into a cohesive whole in the comments.